Let's look at some of the cybersecurity important topics. Basically, from this video, you will gain understanding of cybersecurity topics which you need to learn, and this is great for your career opportunities. Since cybersecurity is now very important topic over variety of industries, since data is on the internet, so this has to be somehow secured, and it also gives you understanding of the protection even for your personal or for the organization level, understanding the compliance and the risks involved, and also continuous learning and empowerment. So this video will help you in many of the aspects, so go on and check this information. And So network security involves three aspects or subtopics: firewalls, intrusion detection, prevention systems like IDS or IPS, and virtual private networks. So firewalls is basically understanding how the firewalls work, different types like packet filtering, proxy, stateful inspection, and configuration. So basically, if you're in your laptop or PC, you will have firewalls either from the Windows or other companies like Norton or antivirus. And it's basically, this study is about understanding how this works, what are the configurations needed, so what websites is allowed, what is not allowed, all these settings and packet filtering, all these things you will learn in firewalls. Then intrusion detection or prevention systems, IDS or IPS. So this is studying how the systems detect and prevent malicious activity. So how, when some unintended person is trying to access your network or your laptop, so how does this system recognize this? This is what you will learn in intrusion detection or prevention. Virtual private network is exploring the encryption protocols and tunneling mechanisms used to secure communication over public networks. So virtual private network is exploring the encryption protocols and tunneling mechanisms. So basically, to protect your network, to secure your network over public network. So since your network will be connected to a public network, and what are the encryption possibilities used, and what are the tunneling mechanisms? These two important aspects we will be learning in VPN. So this is a very brief intro. I don't want to get into detail, so learning is a step-by-step process. So just keep in mind, network security will involve learning about firewalls, intrusion detection prevention systems, and VPNs. So as for cryptography, we have symmetric cryptography, asymmetric cryptography, and hash functions. So in this three, symmetric cryptography means understanding the algorithms like AES. What is AES? AES is Advanced Encryption Standard and their modes of operation. So basically, understand that symmetric cryptography is understanding the algorithms like AES and their modes of operation. I'm not going into detail. Later, I will explain more what AES is. So basically, symmetric cryptography means understanding AES and the mode of operation. Asymmetric cryptography is studying algorithms like RSA and elliptic curve cryptography (ECC), along with their applications and digital signatures and key exchange. That is asymmetric cryptography. Hash functions will be learning about cryptographic hash functions and their applications in data integrity and password hashing. So learning about hash functions means learning about the cryptographic hash functions and their applications in data integrity and password hashing. Secure software development involves secure coding practices, security testing, secure development life cycles. So secure coding practices will be exploring the techniques to write secure code such as input validation, output encoding, and proper error handling. Secure coding practices will be like how to write a secure code such as input, output, encoding. That means if you are into programming, you will know how if you're C++ or Java, there is a very standard methodology to how to write a secure code which doesn't break. So it is always possible to hack your code through some mechanisms. Like if you are in C++, you have memory, and there are ways to access this memory, and if you're not handling certain things like pointers properly, your whole code could be hacked through backdoor or accessing the memory and stuff. So secure coding practices and such as input validation and output encoding, So what you will learn here is about how you can do the secure coding and proper error handling. And security testing will be understanding various types of security testing, including penetration testing, code reviews, and fuzz testing. So this means security testing is like understanding the types of security testing. Penetration testing is basically you have a system and you try to penetrate or enter into the system by unconventional means. Like for example, if you have a website, you normally enter into a website by login password, so which you have been already given. So there are also other ways to enter the system without the login password, and this is what is tested in testing, penetration testing. Code reviews is basically you write a code and another person checks the code if the code is well and good. And fuzz testing. So these are some aspects of security testing. And secure development lifecycle is learning about integrating the security into different phases of the software development, such as secure SDLC models like waterfall, agile, and DevSecOps. So waterfall, agile, and DevSecOps are different development models in software. And SDLC, secure development lifecycle, is learning about integrating security. That is, you have the development lifecycle. Like waterfall is you finish one like design phase, then go to development, then go to testing. Agile is you have a 3-week or a 4-week sprint, and every end of the sprint you have a running software. And DevSecOps is like a cyclic way of doing things. So all these are models. In this model, how you can integrate security. So that's what you will learn in secure development lifecycle. So web security involves OWASP top 10. That means studying the top web application security risks identified by the Open Web Application Security Project, so OWASP. So this is OWASP top 10, studying the top web application security risks identified by the OWASP. That is the security risk basically. Cross-site scripting excesses is understanding different types of XSS attacks and mitigation techniques. So external attacks to how to prevent it. And SQL injection is exploring the SQL injection attacks and methods to prevent them, such as prepared statement and input validation. So SQL is a structured query language used in databases. So it's a language where you query a database to get data out of it. So here SQL injection means exploring the SQL injection. So how you use SQL to break into a database, and methods to prevent them. So this such as prepared statement and input validation. These are some of the topics in web security. So cloud security will be shared responsibility model, identity and access management, IAM, and data encryption. So cloud security means shared responsibility, understanding the division of security responsibilities between cloud service and providers and customers. So understanding the division of security responsibilities between cloud service and so you have cloud is basically you put a data and this data is going to some remote server. That's what we call cloud. This server could be anywhere, and since it's very far away from you, you can call it something like cloud. So that's the basic idea. So here shared responsibility model means understanding the division of security responsibility. So when you're sending the data, it's on the in the transit and on the receiving side. So who is responsible for which stage is what you will be learning here. Identity and access management, IAM, is learning about techniques to manage user identities and permissions in cloud environment. So IAM is basically techniques to manage the user identities, permissions, and in the cloud. And so how different types of users will be there, like admin user, normal user, viewing user, those sort of users. So all this is managed in identity and access management. Data encryption will be exploring the encryption mechanisms for data at rest and in transit in cloud. So data encryption is like basically, as I told before, encrypting the data. Encrypting data means like you have a say 1 2 3 4 5 till 10. So you put random values or characters in between, and on the end side you remove these random. So this is basically encryption. So this method or pattern is only known to you, so no one else can find out what is inside that data. So data encryption, exploring the encryption mechanisms for data at the rest and in transit in the cloud services. So as for mobile security, there are three aspects: secure mobile application development, Mobile device management, mobile malware. So secure mobile application development is understanding the security best practices for developing mobile applications, including authentication, data storage, and communication. So mobile device management will be studying the techniques for managing and securing mobile devices used within the within organizations. Mobile malware is exploring the malware targeting the mobile devices. So this is quite evident. So mobile secure mobile application development means understanding the best practices, security for developing mobile applications, including authentication, data store. Whatever you do in mobile applications, like your data stored or you log in and what is communicated, all these things, and the security aspect of it. So what you will learn in secure mobile app development. Mobile device data management, studying the techniques for managing and securing within the organization. So mobile device within an organization, there could be mobiles used, and how you secure it from external environment or within the environment. Mobile malware is exploring what malware could be targeting your mobile. Malware is, it's quite evident in the laptop. So similar things might exist in these are also software programs, which is basically trying to access your data or your identity, and to how to manage these things is mobile malware. So incident response and forensics. Incident response plans, developing procedures for responding to cybersecurity incidents, and including identification, containment, and eradication and recovery. So incident response plans will be developing the procedures for responding to cybersecurity. So when some system is attacked, so you have a response plan, including identification. So identify who has attacked, and containment is to how to control it, and eradicate how to clear off this incidents and recover the system. This is incident response plans. Digital forensic tools and techniques is learning about the tools and methodologies used to collect, preserve, and analyze digital evidence. So digital forensics is like you have some certain tools, which is also again software, hardware, which is basically used to collect, preserve, and see what sort of attack it is, from where it came, and which system, part of the system did it attack, what software language was used. All these things will be analyzed in incident response and forensics. IoT, Internet of Things security is device security, network security, and privacy concerns. So understanding the security measures of IoT devices means, and including authentication, encryption, and firmware updates. So this means you have IoT devices. IoTs are Internet of Things. Internet of Things means, like, before we had sensors, and these sensors used to detect some natural, like temperature outside, and this temperature will be fit 10 degree, 20 degree. This will be digitized and we get the data, and this data is fed over the internet, and in some remote places you can monitor this data. That is what is IoT, and including authentication. So who can access this data, and when and where is authentication, and encryption, the data when it comes from sensors to the computer remotely, how is it encrypted, and the firmware updates. That is the end device, that is a IoT device, which has sensor, will have an embedded device. An embedded device will be firmware. Firmware will be a small piece of software running on the hardware at the endpoint. So all these device security considerations are studied in device security part. Network security will be exploring techniques to ensure secure communication between IoT devices and the backend system. So these are the security mechanisms you need. Privacy concerns are addressing the privacy issues related with collection of data from IoT device. So this could be a sensitive issue if the devices, if the IoT devices are in a, say, military facility or a government facility or a school facility. So there could be privacy concerns of who accesses these data. So this is what will be studied in IoT security topics.